Have you ever wondered how one man's journey could change the course of a nation's history? This is the story of Nelson Mandela, born in 1918 in the small village of Mvezo, South Africa. Raised in a Thembu royal family, young Mandela was privy to the workings of leadership. His early life, steeped in tradition and politics, laid the groundwork for his future ideologies. This tale is not just about a man, but about a man's journey against the odds. As a young man, he was destined for greatness, but the road to it was far from easy. Imagine living in a world where the color of your skin determines your rights and freedom. This was the reality that Mandela sought to change. It was in the year 1942 when a young Nelson Mandela joined the African National Congress, or ANC, a party devoted to dismantling South Africa's harsh system of racial segregation known as apartheid. Apartheid, a term meaning apartness, was more than just a policy. It was a way of life that divided people, families, and communities based solely on the color of their skin. Mandela, along with his fellow activists, decided to fight against this system, using every tool at their disposal. They organized strikes and protests, rallied the people, and made their voices heard despite the constant threats and intimidation from the government. But the apartheid regime was not easily moved, and their brutal crackdowns only hardened Mandela's resolve. In 1961, Mandela took a monumental step, establishing the armed wing of the ANC, known as Umkhonto we Sizwe, or Spear of the Nation. This was a clear message to the apartheid government. Their oppressive regime would be challenged, with force if necessary. But in 1962, Mandela's fight took a dramatic turn. He was arrested and charged with inciting workers' strikes and leaving the country without permission. 2 years later, during the infamous Rivonia trial, Mandela and several other ANC leaders were sentenced to life imprisonment for their anti-apartheid activities. His impassioned speech from the dock, declaring his ideal of a democratic and free society, became a beacon of hope for all those fighting against apartheid. Sentenced to life, Mandela found himself confined within the walls of Robben Island, but his spirit remained unbroken. His fight was far from over, and his impact on the world was just beginning. The fight against apartheid had a long way to go, but Mandela's courage and determination had set the stage for a struggle that would ultimately lead to a transformed South Africa. Locked away, but not forgotten, Nelson Mandela became a symbol of resistance, inspiring millions around the world. In the cold, hard confines of a prison cell, a man named Nelson Mandela was forging a legacy that would echo through the ages. For 27 long years he stared down the harsh realities of his confinement with an unyielding spirit. He was a beacon of hope in the darkest of times, a testament to the enduring strength of the human spirit. His resilience was not just a personal victory but a rallying cry for all those who yearn for freedom. His determination became the heartbeat of a global movement. The world watched and the world listened. The mounting pressure of international voices demanding his release became a roaring crescendo. In 1990, the prison gates swung open, and Mandela emerged into the embrace of a world ready for change. He walked the path to freedom, not with resentment, but with a vision for a better future. His journey didn't end there, it had merely taken a new turn. He navigated the turbulent waters of transition with grace and wisdom, steering South Africa towards a peaceful, multiracial democracy. In 1994, breaking the shackles of the past, Mandela ascended to the highest office of his country. As South Africa's first black president, he embodied the triumph of hope over despair, of unity over division. From prisoner to president, Nelson Mandela proved that the power of hope and resilience could overcome even the most formidable barriers. Nelson Mandela's story does not end with his death in 2013. It lives on in the hearts and minds of those he inspired. The legacy of Mandela is a beacon of hope, a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity. His immeasurable contribution to the abolition of apartheid, his tireless work for reconciliation and social justice, have left an indelible mark on history. But his story didn't stop at his passing. The establishment of Nelson Mandela International Day, celebrated every year on his birthday July 18th, is a global call to action, embodying his belief that each person has the ability to change the world. His posthumous awards and honors, from the Congressional Gold Medal to the United Nations Human Rights Prize, further underscore his enduring impact. They serve as a reminder of a life dedicated to the pursuit of equality and justice, a life that continues to inspire us. Nelson Mandela once said, "The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall." His life and legacy continue to inspire us to rise above our challenges and strive for a better world.